Alright, so I figured the first thing I need to make for the server is a proper iron farm. We do have another iron farm, however I just wanted to make a higher quantity or rate of it. So that's going to be along the other side, the other half of the island, along with you know, my lab and an airport and all that type of stuff. The first thing I did is I built a really nice bridge going across the river, and I actually used Mumbo Jumbo's circle generator to make like some open trusses underneath. That way that my tour can pass underneath with no problems. Anyway, once you get over the bridge, you drop down into this hole right here, and I began by cutting out a decent sized chunk. Unfortunately, I had to deal with all this water, which honestly, I mean, if you guys have ever played Minecraft, I'm sure most of you have, you know water sucks. It absolutely sucks. So I dealt with the water, and I expanded the cave, and ended up making it 6 or 7 blocks tall instead. That way that I have room to actually build my proper iron farm. Alright, so the first thing that I did when I built my iron farm is I placed a barrel. This barrel is going to be the general collection at the end. You can use the chest, you can use whatever you want. We then place a couple of shafts that come out the side of the barrel and 1 block lower. These are going to be basically the final collection system. We're working in reverse at this point. So make sure that you run some belts to them, and we'll add gears and everything to make them move later on. Once you have those 2 sets, you want to turn around, come behind it, and put shafts. Do not put the shafts inside of that belt, otherwise it'll break the whole system. Just put it directly 1 block behind the belt, and make sure instead of being 5 wide, it's only 3 wide at this point. Again, we will connect them later on, so don't worry about them not being powered right now. At this point, we want to put a vault. I like to just put a big 3x3 vault because it leaves plenty of space, even though everything will pretty much instantly be cleaned. I just think it looks really well. After that, we put down our cauldrons or our basins, and we just want to make sure that we use our wrench to ensure that they're facing the correct direction. So if they face towards the inside like this one did when I placed it, just go and right click it with your wrench and it will switch directions. You want it to kick out towards the front belt. Once you have that, you need to make sure it presses on each of the cauldrons or basins, and that the shafts are facing towards the vault. So you saw that I rotated the first one. Now attached to the basins are going to be andesite funnels. That way that things can get pushed into it, and then we're going to have brass funnels attached to the vault. The reason that we end up having brass funnels is we're actually going to use a list filter to put iron nuggets, and basically it's only going to allow iron nuggets to pass through that brass filter, that brass funnel, and go down into the basins. If you don't have this list filter on each of the brass funnels, then the flint that comes out of the gravel can also end up in the basins, and that's just, it's not going to work then. It's going to break your entire system. At that point, you want to turn around and place down your fans, encased fans, and use your wrench to rotate them so that they are both facing inward, and there's a gap of 3 in between them. Go grab some mangrove roots because they're great waterlogging. If you can't get these, then you can use a slab or something else, which can also be waterlogged. And then make sure that you waterlog them, that way that the fans will be pushing through water. At this point, you're going to need lava. So I decided it's time to go to the nether. I actually realized when doing this, that this was my first time in the nether. I even got the achievement, we need to go deeper. So I only need 2 buckets at this point. I figured a real easy one to grab is this guy right here. And then of course, a little one that I found hiding in the corner. The nether really is a cool place. Every time I come here, it just kind of blows me away, man. One day, I think I'm going to make a nether base, but for now, I think that's good enough. Alright, so once we have the lava, we need to run back to our base, or our iron farm. God, it is a hell of a run. I really need to make a waystone out here. Alright, so now you're going to need glass, framed glass trapdoors. Basically, you place these up like so, and you could use normal trapdoors too, as long as there's something that's not going to light on fire unless you have fire tick off. But basically, this is to lock in the lava. I like to use glass because I think it looks really cool. And frame glass is part of the create mod, much like the rest of this machine, so you're going to have it available to you anyway. Place the lava in the left side and in the right side, both directly above the mangrove roots. What this is going to be is later on, we're going to put some brass funnels, just like those two, up above it, and we're going to give them a filter of just flint. So only flint will be kicked out there. Basically, any flint that comes from the system will be kicked immediately into the lava to be thrown away. At this point, we lay down all of our shafts. I'd recommend going at least 4 long. However, as you see in just a second, I ended up going to the maximum length that you could, which is something like 16 in length. But basically you do 4 rows. These are going to be the outlines of where your belts are going to be. So go ahead and connect all of the belts together. Alright, so then once you have your belts connected with the proper length that you want, you're going to put a cog on the end connected there, and then put a second cog next to it. It's important that this cog is not connected to a shaft under the belt, because they will essentially be having the 2 cogs run in opposite directions, and it will immediately break it. So set it up just how I had it, and it should work perfectly fine. But then again, who knows? Every time you make a machine, it feels like something went wrong. Alright, next up, we are going to place down a shaft right in the middle of the 3 on the first one. And this is just going to be so that we can use it to connect a rotation speed controller. A rotation speed controller allows you to change the speed of whatever is coming off of it, as long as you take a large cog and you stick it in the top of it. Whatever you connect to that large cog will now be rotating at whatever speed you set the rotation speed controller to, so you can speed up parts of your machine. In this case, we're going to use it for the fan, and we're going to connect it to only 1 rotation per minute. The reason for that is that the fans actually have the same blowing effect for washing your material, no matter what speed they're at. Next up, we want to use a couple of cogs, a small one up at the upper angle, small one at the lower angle for the fan, and then another large one to connect to the mechanical press. At this point, I decided I did want to make the machine longer, so I actually stretched out to the maximum length that one belt could connect to. God, I hate when you can't rotate these the right way. It's me, not the game, I promise. And then I expanded all of my belts out so that they were fully fitted and fully full, I guess. At that point, I turned around and I dropped my gearboxes to another rotational speed controller. This one is going to control the speed of the center pulley, the center belt. That way that I can clear the gravel from the system and have it washed faster than the items are being drilled and generated. I then laid down millstones on the 3rd from the center or 2nd from the center, depending on how you look at it, on both sides, all the way up and down. This is going to take a lot of your power, so the shorter you make the machine, the less power it actually takes. Then I made sure that I put andesite funnels on both the inside and outside of every millstone so that there's a way for the cobblestone to get in and the gravel to get out. I then placed more rotation speed controllers on both the left and right side, all the way at the back of the belts. Basically what these are going to do is they're going to control how fast my drills go and how fast I'm generating cobblestone. This is important because you really need to dial it in so that you're not just generating an outrageous amount of cobblestone or not enough for your system. Basically it makes it customizable so that you can adjust it to your situation. I ran encased chain drives all the way down, after saying hi to Coda, of course. And then I attached drills at the front to ensure that they can basically break through the stone after I generate it. I turned both these speed controllers up to 48 speed to start, and again, this can be easily adjusted for your personal speed. I adjusted several times trying to tweak it. And then I turned around and I made sure that each of these andesite funnels and each of the drills had a trap door that I could stand up to kind of trap both my lava and my water in my system. Next step was to go and grab some water, and I started water logging all of these drills because they are actually, believe it or not, a block that can be water logged. By doing that, I have flowing water going one block to the left, and now I just need the lava. So it's back into the nether. It is nice that Jacob already made all these pathways, and there is a strider that's trying to fly. He's trying to swim up a lava way, so that was kind of cool to see, I guess. Dangerous for him, but you know, whatever. Anyway, I found some lava. I had to grab a ridiculous amount. So I grabbed, what, 40, I think it is? So once you get back with the lava, all you do is you put it in the top glass right here, and technically your machine is ready to go, but it needs power, so I started making water wheels. I quickly realized that those 15 water wheels I made was not enough, and I had to cut out a whole nother room so I can make more. Long story short, I made over 30 large water wheels, and me and Jacob could hardly move because the lag was so bad. So I realized I need steam engines. The problem with steam engines is you can make a really weak level 0 steam engine for almost no power, but if you want to make a level 1 or above steam engine, then you need to add blaze burners. And not only do they have to be blaze burners, but they have to be blaze burners that are fed. And if I want the system to run non-stop, that means that I need to make an automatic feeding system. The plan was to feed them lava, but step one is I need to go and get the blaze burners. Jacob from the Sauropod squad was nice enough to show me his, I guess, his nether tunnels that actually lead to a stronghold so that we can get some blaze.
Okay, I remember finding them like on this level, just kind of around, but specifically down here. Oh, ow.
Watch your back.
There's 2 of them.
Got one. Buddy, Matt.
I'm going for it. Come here. Oh, he's too far. Watch your step.
Yeah, we gotta be on the other side.
Yoink.
Nice.
Got
There's
one.
one.
Gotta reach. Oh, that is a scary fall. Come on down, sir. Get him. Nice.
Oh, 2 behind us.
Oh, heck yeah. Charge! Ah! I tried to dip down the hallway and I was not fast enough. Nice.
Alright, now that we had gathered a few blaze for our blaze burners and captured them, it was time to head back to the overworld. However, as soon as we got back and I started flying, Jacob gave me this great news, and I just want to be the first to officially congratulate him on hitting 10,000 subs. Good job, man.
But there it is. That's like the first true huge, like actual huge YouTuber milestone that
Dude,
like 5K feels cool, but like 10K is like, bro.
Well, you hit 10,000 subs and I crashed. Damn. Alright, you guys, so I did change a few things since the last time that we're here. First off, let me go ahead and cut off power so it's not as loud. I moved everything on the right side back 1 spot, and I added a second line. I realized that at the speeds and the amount I was doing, 1 line would not be enough to keep up with it. So the way that it works, basically, is I have lava trapped up here. I have waterlogged drills. That will generate stone underneath. These drills, which are powered by these encased chain drives, will actually drill out the stone into cobblestone. It's then pushed on this belt into this millstone. The millstones then turn into gravel and push it out onto one of these 2 belts. These both sides are mirror images, so this left side does the exact same thing. These are pushed forward into this section right here. Before they're picked up, I have a item filter on there that says that gravel cannot be picked up. Basically what that means is the gravel will sit here until it's fully washed. The way to wash gravel is I have these fans pushing through water on both sides, and they're pushing cold water over it that washes the gravel. Once it's washed, it will either turn into nothing or into flint or an iron nugget. The flint and the iron nuggets go into this vault. If it's a flint, it automatically gets dispensed out into lava. I did have to get rid of my second lava because I had to expand this all to the right by one. If it's an iron nugget, it either gets kicked out of this side, which I used a filter again for, or it gets kicked out of this side. Interesting. Oh, it's one longer because I expanded it. Anyway, once they get pushed into either this basin or the basin over here, they will actually wait until they have 9 iron nuggets, and then it will auto compact them down into a ingot. That ingot gets pushed into here, or it gets kicked out here and pushed into here. Either way, it ends up in this barrel. Once it's in the barrel, it automatically gets dispensed out here as an ingot and gets run all the way upstairs where I have the rest of my iron farm and kind of a contraption to turn it into blocks. As for the power, so as I said, I was having major lag issues. So I turned around. That's not a door. So I turned around and made a steam engine. So the way that this works basically is I took the dripstone block, the pointed dripstone, and I put lava up above it. As many of you know, this is a lava farm. So basically it goes down and it fills the lava cauldrons. It fills the cauldrons with lava. I then stuck the create pipes underneath it so that when it gets filled, it goes into the pipes and then runs all the way back here to a pump that gets pumped up into a container. This fluid container, I made sure it was plenty large, so it's full right now. It's holding 96,000 millibuckets. I don't know what MB stands for, but anyway, it holds 96 buckets essentially of lava. When I need some lava for my blaze burners, this guy right over here, a mechanical arm, will actually reach over and grab one from here, feed it to one of the 4 blaze burners, whichever one needs it, and then it's good and it will keep running for about 15 minutes before it needs another one. And then the mechanical arm will actually take the empty container and set it back in here because I have a filter on here for empties. Once it goes into that brass funnel, it gets kicked out here and gets recycled all the way back around to where all my empty buckets are. This entire system is actually hooked up through this one shaft that runs over and runs to here to run my whole thing. Now you see every water wheel, a large water wheel at full speed runs at 512 SU. This alone runs at 49,000 SU. The steam engines are so much better, and as you can see, there's no lag. It just made the entire system better. The only other thing that I have to have for power is I do have to have some type of a way to run the water pumps, which I have water underneath the ground right here. I can show you in free cam. I have a little water reservoir where the water is actually being pumped from. And then I need to be able to run this pump right here, which pumps the lava into the container, and this pump right here, which pumps the lava out of the container into the spout. All 3 of those pumps take almost no power, so I'm able to just set up a basic windmill. Honestly, I didn't even need 1,000 SU. I think I needed like the minimum, but it is a basic little thing that I can set up that takes basically no lag and is really quick and simple. So, yeah, I guess let's hit play. All I did here was I set up a clutch, so it has an on-off lever. If I flip that up, the entire system now gets powered again. And there it goes. As you can see, every time that it clears, it gets filled again with gravel, and all that gets washed. All the way at the back end down here. The nuggets go in. We have 7 right now. 8, 9, 13. Jeez, wow. Alright, and once it hits 9, it becomes an ingot. Gets crushed, and then the ingots actually end up getting pushed out. You'll see one pop up here in just a second. As soon as one more of these guys crush. There goes one, and there goes the ingot. Alright, so the next step was I had to turn around and I had to make my house up top. That was kind of be like, you know, it was going to be like the shop where everybody can see the iron farm and everybody can come and they can collect their iron blocks. Because nobody wants to hold that many nuggets, but blocks? Oh yeah, people like blocks. Alright, so next up I realized I wanted to expand the building over the water a little bit. So I went ahead and I started chopping more trees, terraforming, kind of doing that thing. And then I made this gym. Basically, when the ingots come up top, they get crushed into blocks and then get deposited into a vault. It's temporary storage, but it allowed me to start making iron, you know, how I wanted it at least, while I finish up the house. Now I had to decide like the type of blocks that I wanted to have. I figured this like mixed spruce block would look really, really good. And I've already got a spruce bridge, so I just figured it kind of blends. It has that woodsy look considering that I'm in the jungle, but it's got like the light and the dark like logs or planks together that just kind of make it pop. As I continued to build the building, I tried to keep that whole spruce look in mind. However, when I got to the roof, I actually ended up adding some jungle wood because it was a slightly lighter color and it really contrasted against the spruce really well. I don't think you guys understand how hard this is for me. I am not good at decorating. I'm that guy that builds a dirt house and just says, hey, look, here it is. But over the years, I've gotten better. I've looked at Jacob's builds. I've looked at a bunch of other people. GGJ has some solid ones. And I realized if you just add like different depths to it, like I have these windows kind of sunk in away from the window ledges and things like that, it really makes your house pop. So it's the little details I think really mattered. This may not be the most beautiful house, but I am really, really proud of it. And the little touches that I made, I think make all the difference. Alright, so after that, I had to take a break before I could finish up the house. And I had something really amazing that was happening. We had a brand new SMP member. We had Banana Milkshake join the SMP. He was super stoked. Jacob, myself, and Neat offered to give him a tour, kind of show off some of the other bases, some of the stuff that I saw in my first video. But honestly, every time that I go to somebody's base, it just gets better and better. So this was an awesome experience. I think it was a great first like vibe to give a new member. But when it was over, it was time to go back. I came back, I finished up my roof, and let me show you guys how it turned out. Alright, you guys, it is officially time for the final tour. Jesus, man, that one butterfly. I swear there's a butterfly in every boat that's left out on this entire server. Seriously. I mean, look at it. Look at him down there. Anyway, tour time. What do you think? I don't think it turned out bad. I like the light with the dark roof. I like the super dark, like with bark on it, next to the glass, the different depths with the fences on there. I think it's one of the better buildings I've made, and I wouldn't call myself a builder. I'm an engineer. I make machines. That's what I do. And I like it. So let's head inside. Ignore that over there. That's the next stuff. Anyway, you head on inside. It is a little dark in here. Maybe I'll add some more light. But here on the left, you actually have where the ingots will come in from. They're automatically pushed up from downstairs. Get pushed into this guy. Let's see. We have 6 ingots right now in there. When that hits 8, there's 7. Oh, wait, no. When it hits 9, it will auto smush the ingots. And then it will actually push the block that's made straight over into this item vault right here. And there it goes. There's another one. So people have been taken from it. So I've been struggling to get over 1,000. But I'm back up to almost 800. I was down to 400 yesterday. So that's That's pretty damn fast considering I wasn't online the entire time. And they can just come in and they can take it from here. I do have some trapdoors. I'm actually going to get rid of those right now. But those trapdoors are because when I first started, I didn't have this filter on here saying only iron blocks can be made. So every time 4 ingots got in there, it would just make a trapdoor. Now, I like that I kind of put the like stairs right here. I put stairs at the top. I made the upper floor like kind of dip back some and more white instead of like the pillars. I think that really made it pop. If you come on out here, there's not much out here yet, but I think I'm gonna put some chairs and stuff just because it's a nice view, especially once I get the tour going, because the tour is going to start right over there. Right about there is where you'll take off, and the tour will end right there. This is a great view of that bridge that I was telling you about, and I put these big openings using the Mumbo circle generator, because it turns out it's hard to make a circle in Minecraft. Before we go on anywhere else, I did want to point out something that I really enjoy. It's this guy right here. Let me go into free cam, and you might be able to see it a little better. But basically, I have lava essentially with rods. It looks like pouring out of the sky, out of the upper building, into a big cauldron right here. It's just, you know, kind of that whole smelting vibe. I think it looks really cool. And then if you come out here to the bridge, you can actually see the lava through the upper window, which I think adds just a whole cool another layer to it. That being said, back here is going to be my maintenance room. So I did add something that I think was really important. If you come back here, I kept getting, as I was building, I would get things that I don't want up inside of that area where it smushes into blocks. So not only did I add the trapdoor so you have access to it, but I also added this guy. This filter right here on this brass funnel only allows iron ingots to pass through. So anything else that I accidentally knocked in or whatever that got pushed up here gets caught right here. As you can see, some cobblestone ends up in there because sometimes the drill will kind of kick out to the side. I'm sure I dropped that at some point, but my point is it doesn't gunk up my machine. So the next spot is, I kind of flexed a little bit, nothing but iron. So I had iron stairs, lit them up with some glass and some lanterns, iron walls, and just made this place look amazing. And this is the pathway down to get down here now. I've already showed you guys all that, so there's only one room left to show. It is what I'm calling the AFK room. It's not fully set up yet because I want to add power, but we do have a power generator, we have a couch, we have a table right here. I'm probably going to add a lamp to it once I get the power going. I'll have a light switch down here, and I'll probably have like a TV and maybe a ceiling fan, because those are all part of, what is it, Mr. Crayfish's furniture mod. And then of course you can see the machine working down below. And the coolest part about another furniture mod is I can actually sit on it. Check it out, you can actually sit. This is so cool. Alright, let's get on out of here. It is kind of loud down there. Sorry about that, you guys. Well, I really do hope that you guys enjoyed it. Just so you know, that is the start of my workshop. I have begun. So I'm really, really excited for that. And directly behind that, or maybe like behind the iron farm, is going to be my lab. So next episode, I think I'm going to have a lab done where I can start making dinos and start making biogoo and all this stuff, so I can actually get my, you know, aquatic dinosaur farm going. But hope y'all dug it. Till next time, this is Sobua. I love y'all, and I'm out.